What's going on, people? It's Exvalos, and the reviews for the new Star Wars Rise of Skywalker are in, and much to my utter shock, I am just so shocked by this. They're terrible. This is the worst rated Star Wars since Phantom Menace, sitting at around a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm 100% not surprised by this. I knew this was going to happen. In my opinion, this entire trilogy has been trash since the rip. That's my own personal opinion as a long-running Star Wars fan since I was 10 years old. This new trilogy just was never hitting the right strides for me personally. No, I'm definitely not one of the purists that live and breathe the original trilogy. I don't herald it as the second coming of God. I don't even think the first trilogy of movies even has the best ones, except for Return of the Jedi. That's probably the best one out of all 9. I'm a person that loved fucking Revenge of the Sith. I thought that was a great movie. So I'm not coming out of a place of purism to where nothing can be better than the original. I'm not in that camp. I think, again, Revenge of the Sith, great movie. Loved it. I loved that movie, actually. My only problem with Revenge of the Sith was how quickly Anakin fell to the dark side. That should have been a little more gradual than it was. But that's neither here nor there. So with Rise of Skywalker, the reviews, they're bad. Really bad, actually. The biggest complaint being most people think that they spent too much time trying to damage control The Last Jedi. Too much time trying to fix all the problems of the previous movie. And I could see that being a problem. Now again, I've not seen this yet. But I just want to basically talk about what I want to see in this new movie. Because it does come out tomorrow, I believe. So the things I want to see. And let's just go from there. This is, again, I'm not scripting this. I'm just kind of just talking. So with Rise of Skywalker, let's kind of talk about the elephant in the room first, and that was the handling of Luke Skywalker's character. They absolutely shit on Luke Skywalker's character in The Last Jedi. They did him dirty. It was a complete and utter disrespectful display of Luke Skywalker in almost every single way. No, you know what? Fuck it. In every single way. It was a disrespect to the character and the legacy that Mark Hamill brought to the Star Wars franchise. It was disgusting. And I'm not even saying this because they killed Luke off. I would have been fine with that. Had he have gotten the proper hero send-off, okay, fine. He didn't get that. I mean, I kind of knew things were going downhill the second that Rey handed Luke the lightsaber and he tosses it away. I'm like, wow, an entire movie building up to this moment, and you literally do that type of shit. Crap like that is a spit in the face of fans. For sure. And that kind of crap just pisses people off and puts them in just the wrong mood to watch the movie. But even that moment, and even throughout all the other pointless scenes in The Last Jedi, I could have forgiven them. I could have definitely forgiven them had Luke gotten a final battle with Kylo Ren. Had that final battle that I was so hoping to see, had that have come to fruition, the movie would be watchable to me. But no, he doesn't even get that. He just appears as some type of forced apparition, and he's like, hey, gotcha, I'm not really here, haha, and then he dies. He dies sitting on some planet staring at the sun out of force exhaustion. That is such a betrayal of Luke, and let's not even talk about other crap they did. So here's the thing, this new movie needs to address Luke Skywalker and fix his character. I would almost say, it's called Rise of Skywalker. Maybe Luke can be the first one to return from the Force. Maybe he comes back in corporeal form, and he is like, you know what? I went on this journey. You know what? I'm not even going to go into it. Bring Luke back from the Force. Don't really even get into how it's done. Just fucking do it. Just do it. Bring him back from the Force. Because the way you killed him off was terrible. It was horrible, and it sucked. Luke needs to be fixed. And you know what? Not even just the way he was killed. His entire mentality was fucked up. The way he handled Kylo Ren potentially being a Dark Force user, it goes completely against everything Luke was meant to be in the original trilogy. Look at Darth Vader. Darth Vader was a mass murderer. He destroyed planets. He killed children. He cut off Luke Skywalker's hand. He was evil as evil gets. Yet Luke found it in his heart to do everything he could, exhaust every option to find the good in him. Yet with Kylo Ren, a young boy who really didn't do shit other than maybe have dark thoughts that Luke was sensing, Luke's like, I better kill him before it's too late. That betrays everything Luke Skywalker was in the first movie. Luke's gotta be fixed. Anakin Skywalker. This is next. Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, needs to make an appearance. He needs to be here as a Force ghost. Even just a cameo. Something. It doesn't make any sense that Kylo Ren was going through all the crap he was going through, struggling with the light and the dark, yet the person who would know that better than anyone else never bothered to show up. And we know he can be a Force ghost because we saw him in Return of the Jedi. He was a Force ghost. After being dead for like 5 seconds, he returned from the Force. So you know he can definitely do it, just like Obi-Wan can do it. Yet throughout all of Kylo Ren's life, he's like, you know what, fuck that kid. I'm just going to be chilling in the Force. I don't need to really make an appearance. It doesn't make any sense. Vader needs to make an appearance. He needs to make a cameo. That's why I'm hoping that's why it's called Rise of Skywalker, as in Luke and Vader are going to be a very prominent role. Sadly, I doubt that's the case. I doubt they're going to go that road. But I'm hoping. For me, that would help fix it. Number 3, the Emperor is back. We know that from the trailers. Now, they shouldn't have spoiled that. That should have been a great reveal in the movie. They already fucked that up. But it needs to make sense. It needs to be epic, and it needs to be a truly great moment. It can't just be some trash like the Emperor was cloned. I can buy him surviving the fall, as you know, Darth Maul survived being cut in half and thrown down a fucking shaft to his death. Darth Maul survived that, and the Emperor was way more powerful than Darth Maul. So him surviving, not incredibly impossible to understand or believe. But it needs to be done well. It needs to be epic. There needs to be a final battle with the Emperor. That's gotta happen. It can't be that shit they did with Snoke, where he's just dead in like 2 seconds. Snoke needs to be explained. Snoke needs to be addressed. He was this evil villain and they just tossed him aside. I won't go too in depth with Snoke, but that needs to be addressed in a respectful manner. Number 3, I need a badass, kick-ass lightsaber battle. Now, we've already seen in the trailers that Rey and Kylo will fight at some point. Probably at the very end, they're going to have a battle. It needs to be meaningful. It needs to be epic. The music needs to be on point. It needs to have an awesome conclusion to it. Now, in my personal opinion, it should be Kylo turns maybe to the good side, and Rey and Kylo fight the Emperor. That could be kind of cool. That could be pretty awesome, actually. So hopefully that's how it goes down, and in fact, that seems like the most likely of options here. I don't really see it going down any other way than Kylo and Ren versus the Emperor, as kind of like a nod back to the old Star Wars, where it was kind of Luke and Vader versus the Emperor at the very end of it. And it kind of sounds like, from what I'm hearing, that they went almost out of their way to make little nods to the past movies. So That would be a good nod of Kylo and Rey versus the Emperor at the very end of it. So we definitely need that badass lightsaber battle. It was so fucking disappointing in The Last Jedi that we didn't get any fucking Jedi versus Sith combat. None whatsoever. That's unfucking believable. I couldn't believe it. You had a Star Wars movie with no Jedi versus Sith combat. Unforgivable. Unfor-fucking-givable. This movie needs to make up for that. 100%. Next. Oh god, what else would I like to see? I would like to see fucking most of these new characters die. I'm not gonna lie to you. Somebody's gotta go. Poe, Finn, kill off one of these dudes. Because their characters suck. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I think they're boring. Especially with, what's his name, Finn? Like, Finn could have had an awesome story arc. This is the first time we saw a stormtrooper take his goddamn helmet off. Hell, he even became good. This is the first stormtrooper we saw take his goddamn helmet off and become a character. That had an amazing potential for a character arc, but it just went nowhere. It went absolutely fucking nowhere. So kill them two off. They can go for all I care. The Knights of Ren. Now we've seen them in the trailers, I believe. They need to have some type of force here. They need to be this evil fucking looming force to be reckoned with. Why they were not used in the previous two movies, I couldn't fucking tell you. I don't know. Knights of Ren need to have an appearance here. I would also like to see some characters you wouldn't expect return. Some people from maybe the expanded universe or even the Clone Wars anime. How badass would it be if Ahsoka Tano appeared? No, I'm not the biggest fan of the animated series, but I know a lot of people are. It'd be kind of cool if Ahsoka made an appearance here. Now, I could be talking out of my ass because I haven't watched the Rebels of the Clone Wars cartoon, so Ahsoka may be dead. I don't know. Last I saw, she was not. So that'd be cool if she survived Order 66 and you got an appearance of Ahsoka. I think a lot of people would love that. So, yes, appearances from people in the Clone Wars cartoon and Rebels. That'd be pretty cool. Next. Absolutely no mention of midichlorian trash. We don't need an explanation of how the Force works. We don't need that shit. Let the Force be this mystical entity that Jedi and Sith draw power from. We don't need a further explanation of midichlorians, because that was corny in the first place. We didn't need that shit. So, skipping all that, we don't need too much talking about the Force. Just let the Force be what it is. This ancient mystical energy that some people can use to manipulate to have powers. Let's let it be that. Alright, so these are just some ideas I'm throwing out there. Things that I would hope they put in this to, like, in the... Oh, you know what? They do need to have an explanation of what the Chosen One's role actually was. Was Vader actually the Chosen One? Was it Luke Skywalker being the Chosen One? And if the Emperor is still alive, that means that Vader ultimately failed in his task to bring balance to the Force. That needs to be addressed because the Emperor is clearly alive. So Vader like failed. That needs to be addressed. What does the prophecy mean? Is prophecy even real? The prophecy of the Chosen One. We need that a little bit explained. Anyways, people, my hopes for this movie aren't really that high. They're really not. I'm going to see it purely at this point just to finish it off because I have seen every single Star Wars movie. But my hopes are they're not good. They're not high. And I think that's how this one has to be watched. Because with Last Jedi, I walked in that with my expectations way too damn high. And ended up walking out damn near in tears from disappointment. So, I'm going to keep these expectations in check. Hopefully they add some of the crap that I'm talking about. But from what I'm hearing in the reviews, that's definitely not the case. Anyways, people, if you happen to go see the movie, put down in the comment section what you thought. It's your boy Exvalos, and until next time, may the Force be with you.